you know it's time. IAfootball is back, and we've got you covered with everything from the biggest hits to the biggest runs, from in-game highlights to post-game breakdown.
We are here talking any and all high school football.
From day one all the way to the dome, we've got you covered at IAfootball.
Welcome in, everybody. It is Monday morning. You guys are going to be seeing this in the afternoon. We've got new rankings coming your way. Happy to be here. Happy Monday. Happy week 6 to everyone across the state of Iowa. Let's get right into the announcements and bring your rankings to you momentarily. Stick with me for a second, though. Again, new rankings coming today, as well as teams of the week on Rockfin. If you're a Rockfin sub, we appreciate you. That'll be out this afternoon. Again, their teams built in each class, individual awards. We got 2 quarterbacks, I think 3 running backs, 3 wide receivers, couple defensive guys, and then a flex spot to just kind of fill in. And it's kind of like an NFL team of the week, honoring guys that performed well from Friday only. A lot of good stuff, a lot of tough decisions we had to make as far as deciding who goes on that teams, because a lot of people went off. But yeah, go check that out on Rockfin. As well, this week, Locks and Dogs will be coming to you on Wednesday morning, late morning, whatever it may be. And then new positional rankings. That's the big one. We dropped version 1 a few weeks ago. Version 2 is here and going to be ready to go on Wednesday as well. So Wednesday after Locks and Dogs, new positional rankings will be dropping. Again, it's 10 quarterbacks, 10 running backs, 10 wide receivers, 10 O-line, D-line, 10 linebackers, and 10 DBs in each class. So a lot of work going into that. So, if that interests you and you want to go subscribe, go check it out. And if you're on the list, then feel free to post, happy to be the 6th quarterback in IAfootball's rate, whatever. Go ahead and feel free to post that. I mean, that's something we want you to share, tag us so that we can repost your stuff. And also a mailbag. I wasn't able to do a third show last week because I was in Cedar Rapids on Thursday night. I posted that recap on Friday, kind of acting as the third show, so I hope you guys get that. But if we do a third show this week, in the comments, go ahead and drop some mailbag questions, whether it be about Iowa high school football, about my personal life, whatever it may be. Just kind of, I want to open things up and kind of have a conversation with you guys. So if you guys have a question you want me to answer about your favorite team, about a scenario that's going on, about just anything, drop a comment here on this YouTube. I'll check it out, and I'll save some for Thursday or Friday show. And as well, drop us a like, subscribe, hit the bell button, make an account, download the YouTube app on your phone, do all that good stuff. Let's get into rankings, though. I guess before that, we do have dome predictions and class predictions. All class predictions are live on Rockfin exclusive only. Dome predictions is a Rockfin exclusive thing as well. A lot of Rockfin exclusive stuff. We do try and get some Rockfin free stuff over there too for you guys, like what you need to know and where the ranked teams are this week. So also free stuff over there on Rockfin. You go ahead and give us a follow, and then it'll send you email alerts, I believe, every time we post. Let's get into rankings, though. In Class 5A, a lot of movement. I feel like 5A hasn't had too much movement lately, but this week we've got a lot of it. And Bettendorf gets the promotion to the number 2 team in Class 5A. Centennial and Dowling Catholic both move up into that 3-4 spot. And I believe those 2 teams match up this week. Linn-Mar survived in an instant classic against Cedar Falls. They sit there at number 5. Southeast Polk slowly climbing back up there at number 6 after a win over Sioux City East. Pleasant Valley and Johnston both move up as well. Johnston with probably the win of the week in Class 5A, beating Hawkeyes 21-7. Hawkeyes slots in behind them at number 9. And then 10, 11, 12, Iowa City, Liberty, Cedar Falls, and CR Prairie. Liberty picked up a big win over Prairie. I really like that team. And Cedar Falls, again, losing that close one to Linn-Mar by 1 point. Ankeny beats Iowa City West 38-22. They sit there. Waukee Northwest sits there as well after winning over Waterloo West. Iowa City High jumps up a spot after beating Kennedy by 1 point. And then Ottumwa, 5-0, is your new team at number 16 in the rankings. We'll move on to Class 4A as they get my stuff set up and ready to go. Pella, a new number 2 team in Class 4A. This team's been red hot. They're 5-0. Beat Carlisle last week. They sit right behind Lewis Central, who took it to Glenwood. North Scott sits at number 3. They beat Burlington 38-0. They sit there. Xavier sits at number 4 after beating Clinton. Waverly Shell Rock, team of the week. This is one of the hottest teams in the entire state of Iowa. They beat Western Dubuque 25-6, jump up 7 spots, and there they are, 3-2 in the number 5 team in Class 4. They've had some just incredible wins over the last few weeks. That team is red hot. Would not want to be in their way right now. Western Dubuque slots in right behind them at number 6. North Polk jumps up a spot after beating Des Moines North on a Thursday. And then it looks like 8 through 11 here is unchanged. Gilbert beats Des Moines Hoover. ADM beats a good Boone team. Decorah beats Mason City. And Newton beats a winless Bondurant Farrar team. Ballard slots back in. They're back into the rankings. They jump all the way up to 12. Our ranker did literally tell me that he was a little too harsh on Ballard in the past few weeks, and here they go. They bounced back, hit a game-winning field goal against Indianola, and now they're back in at number 12. That's a good spot for them. Indianola and Norwalk sit right there. Norwalk beat Winterset 17-8. Fort Dodge beats Denison Schleswig. They hop in at number 15, and Spencer hangs on to the number 16 spot. They beat Lamar's 35-10. We'll move on over to Class 3A. So get this ready to go. And really, 3A, hardly any movement at all. I mean, nothing. Your top 10 is the exact same. A lot of teams taking care of business in Class 3A this week. We got some movement outside of that. Nevada at number 11, they move up a spot. Grinnell moves down a spot after losing to Solon. Carroll hops in the rankings at 4-1. They've got a Heelan team this week. That should be a really good one in district play. West Delaware and Atlantic sit there at their same spots at 14-15. And Washington, the Demons are your new team at number 16. They hop in the rankings right there. We'll move on to Class 2A. 2A, we do have some movement. 1 through 6, though, remains the same. West Lyon with kind of a huge kind of win of the week, you could say, over Western Christian. They won that game 13-0. That's a huge district game in a loaded district with the likes of Cherokee Wash and CLGLR. That district's really, really top heavy, and going to be really fun to watch as we get down the stretch. And speaking of Cherokee Wash, they picked up the big win over Central Lyon, Georgia Little Rock. So they hop up in the rankings. CLGLR moves down 1. That's that 7-8. They kind of just flipped right there. Des Moines Christians look good. Roland Story look good. Northeast, well-deserved into the rankings. Probably deserving for a few weeks, but here they are debuting in at number 11. That's a big jump for a newly ranked team. Clarinda jumps up 4 spots. This team's looked really, really good as of late too. West Burlington, another team that's been looking good. They're new to your rankings. A lot of new teams just because 11 through 16 had a lot of teams lose. Meepo sits in at number 14. North Fayette Valley and West Marshall both new as well at 15 and 16. So we had some teams depart, like Central Lee, like Estrell Lincoln Central, like Davis County, like Sheraton. All those teams probably, on the outside looking in, just in that kind of receiving votes category. But there's just a lot of good teams in Class 2A. So our ranker decided to give some of those new teams a shot in the rankings, see how they do. But yeah, not a lot of stuff changing inside the top of Class 2A at this point as we kind of keep going on in district play. We'll move on to Class 1A. And again, another one where the top 6 in Class 1A is not anything different than last week. Grundy Center handles Columbus Catholic. Emmitsburg handles Sioux Central. Regina Catholic wins a closer one over Cascade than I think what people thought. Dyke New Hartford handles Central Springs. MFL Marmax takes care of Sumner Fredericksburg, and OABCIG takes care of Ridgeview. That's your top 6 lined up. Wilton gets a promotion up to number 7 after beating Durant. South Hardin has just been on fire. I mean, this could be a real deal. South Hardin, I know I've picked against them a few weeks in a row. I can tell you I've learned my lesson, and I'm not doing that anymore. They take care of East Marshall 48-0. Underwood looks good over Shenandoah. They win that one 28-7. Hinton takes care of Lawton Bronson. They move up 2 spots. The Blackhawks are back in the top 10. Sigourney Keota with a big win over Pleasantville. They move up a couple spots, number 11. And Woodward Granger has been catching fire as of late. They move up 3 spots after a throbbing over Ogden. Albernet and Trainer are 2 new teams in your rankings. Both these teams took down ranked teams last week. Albernet took down Hudson, and Trainer took down AHSTW. And you, as you can see, both those teams slot in behind Hudson and AHSTW. Both those teams drop 8 spots. So there's your Class 1A rankings for this week. We'll move on to Class A as I get this ready to go. Class A, we do have some movement. There's a big game. Earlham takes down Madrid. That was a big one. I had him as my dog, but still, nevertheless, taking down Madrid has not been easy these last few years, and Earlham did it 21-14. ACGC also notably survives in a really good game over Riverside, who was number 16 at the time. They won that one 50-42. So Riverside, as you can see, got a pretty good promotion for our Class A rankers' sake. They moved from 16 to 12 after the loss, but it was just an impressive one over the number 1 team, enough to move them up. West Fork gets handled by West Hancock. The Eagles have looked good over the last month plus. After the close game against St. Ansgar, they've been pretty dominant. And again, Lisbon jumps up to a really good one over a Pekin team. This is a quiet game of the week too. Really good game between 2 top 10 teams. Lisbon took care, won that one 28-15, so they jump up to number 3. There's Earlham at number 4, who beat Madrid. Madrid slots behind. Galen Catholic, they beat Akron Westfield. They jump up. North Lynn jumps up after beating, East Buck 32-0. Woodbury Central beats St. Albert 35-27. Again, Pekin at number 9. That's the team that lost to Lisbon. They don't get punished at all. St. Ansgar gets a good win over a ranked Nashua Plainfield team, 27-7. Starmont jumps up a spot 2 after beating North Cedar. Riverside, as I said, they jump up 4 spots after losing to ACGC. Nashua Plainfield hangs out right there after the loss to St. Ansgar. And North Tama, one of 2 new teams in Class A rankings this week. North Tama, kind of a bit of a shocker, beat Wapsie Valley, who was number 5 last week. They beat them 22-13. Really impressive win for the Red Hawks. They jump in at number 14. Wapsie Valley slots in right behind them. And then Tri-Center, a new team in Class A, a team that's looked good out of weight. Carter Coons, a running back that you need to know the name of. He's been having a spectacular year in Tri-Center. The team that our Class A ranker deemed fit for the top 16. So there's your Class A rankings. We'll move on to Class 8-man, your final rankings for this week. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Remsen St. Mary, top 6 remains unchanged here. Remsen handles Newell Fonda. Bishop Garrigan got a forfeit win. Lennox 58-0 over East Union. Don Bosco wins over West Central. And Audubon takes care of Coon Rapids. Iowa Valley was off. Now we got some movement because of Gladbrook Rhinebeck's win over Janesville, which means Bedford slots up, Gladbrook Rhinebeck slots up, Waco slots up, Cam slots up, Woodbine. They all slot up 1 spot. Janesville slides in at number 12. Southeast Warren sits at number 13 with a win over Murray. GTRA picks up a really close win over St. Ed's. They jump up to 14. Belle Plaine was off. They stay right there as well. And Edgewood Colesburg, your new team in Class 8-man this week. They are new to your rankings. They are undefeated. They beat Lone Tree last week. So there you have it. 7 classes, 16 teams in each class. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Be sure to go follow us on Rockfin, even if you aren't a subscriber and just want to get that free content. Go follow, sign up with your email, super easy, and you'll be getting alerts every time we post, so you don't miss a thing. Kind of like YouTube alerts here over here on iSports YouTube. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. Caden, and I'll catch y'all Wednesday for some Locks and Dogs.